Welcome to the nextTalk podcast. We are passionate about keeping kids safe in an overexposed world.
Let's get into the questions. Here's the first one. My kid is 16 and already has a phone. She has no guidelines or boundaries that you talk about. She has her phone in her bedroom at night. How do I go back? First of all, just give yourself some grace. Raising a kid in such a digital world is tough, and we've all been blindsided by it. I don't know of anybody who says, I wish I wouldn't have done that a little differently, because it's a big experiment. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. So first of all, I just want to just give yourself some grace. Second of all, what I don't want you to do, I don't want you to go in guns blazing. Oh my gosh, I found this nonprofit nextTalk and they're telling me this and that. So no phones in bedrooms, no phones in bathrooms. Don't do that. And the reason I say that is because your kid is going to hate you for that. They have this freedom and you're taking it away for no reason, and they're going to hate you. And I do not want to do anything to hurt the relationship with your child. So I don't want you to approach it like that. That's not what I would suggest. If it were me and I were in your shoes, what I would do is just say something like, honey, when I gave you your phone, I did not realize all the dangers on it. And honestly, we should have put some parameters and boundaries in place, and I totally missed that. I am so sorry. I suggest starting with an apology, because that is a way that we can just own our part in it. We're just owning our part. We missed it. And just be vulnerable with your kids at this point. And you can say, but now I'm getting educated and I'm just thinking about boundaries and healthy screen guidelines that maybe we need to put in place so that we're all healthier on our technology. You know, at nextTalk, we really focus in on the no bedrooms, no bathrooms, no behind closed doors, no phones at meals, that sort of thing. I would start out, if I were you and we had no boundaries at all, I would maybe start out at meals first. Or the big one is just try to get their phone out of their bedroom at night. But it can't be forced. It's almost like you have to educate them on the why. And we did a story about sextortion, and it's Walker's story. If you've been around for a while, you know this story. If you don't, go listen to that show. But that's a perfect example of why we don't want phones in bedrooms at night. Strangers are coming into our kids' bedrooms, accessing our kids and manipulating them. These predators are coming into their bedrooms at night through their phones and through their devices. So we want to put that safeguard in place around the phones at bedtime. The other thing is, like, scientifically, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that all screens go off 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime, because our brains need to decompress. We need to shut off the screen so we can get good sleep. I would say to my kids all the time, I'm not banning the phones from your bedroom because I want to make your life miserable. I'm doing that because you need 8 hours of sleep, and you will be a better student and a better athlete tomorrow if you get that sleep. So in our home, they would always put their phones or tablets, even when they were younger, either on the mud bench or the kitchen island. We had a designated spot where they would put them up at night, and that signaled to them, okay, it's bedtime now. I'll check it again in the morning. But this is just modeling for our kids a healthy balance with screens. So I would just try and, again, talk to them about, maybe could we do this one guideline together? And I'm going to encourage you, parents, if you don't have a career where you're on call in the middle of the night, do this with them. Do this with them. Get old-fashioned alarms and have them in your room. And if you are keeping your phone in your bedroom at night, tell your kid, okay, my phone is right by my bed. I have a college kid, so I'm going to need my phone by my bed in case she needs me in the middle of the night. But I tell my kid, I'm not scrolling Instagram at 2 a.m. I'm not doing that, because that's not healthy for me. And so again, it's that team effort, this family effort of how can we have a healthier balance with screens together? Let's learn together. Let's implement this together and just see if your teenager is maybe open to that, trying it for a week with no phones and seeing how they do, seeing how they feel. The greatest win is when your teen can say, wow, like I really am doing better in school and on the court or, on the football field because I'm getting rest. Like I see the improvement. I see that I'm more positive and less tired during the day. We want our kids to feel that. That's going to make them want to have a healthier balance and no screens at night more than anything. So if we can talk to our older kids like that, that's the difference we're looking for. I really hope this helps. And again, don't beat yourself up too much. We've all missed something on this journey of keeping our kids safe online.
Make a donation today at nextTalk.org.
This podcast is not intended to replace the advice of a trained healthcare or legal professional or to diagnose, treat, or otherwise render expert advice regarding any type of medical, psychological, or legal problem. Listeners are advised to consult a qualified expert for treatment.